The chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. Swalwell, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Mr. Rosenstein, and please express my thanks to your employees who serve at our national interest every day and do very important work at the department. Mr. Rosenstein, have you spoken with the President since you were appointed?
Of course.
Okay. And is that in a one-on-one setting?
I've never spoken with the President in a one-on-one setting.
Okay. Has he called you since you've been appointed? By telephone?
Yes.
Okay. And what was discussed?
As I said, Congressman, I've told you that if I were told to do anything inappropriate, I'd talk about it, but if the President's consulting me about matters within my official responsibility, that's part of the way you run the government.
Did he discuss at all Mr. Mueller's investigation?
I'm not going to comment, Congressman, about my communications with the President.
How many times has he called you?
Congressman, I'm not going to comment about my communications with the President. There is nothing wrong with the President consulting with his Deputy Attorney General about matters within the jurisdiction of the Justice Department, as long as it's not inappropriate.
And Mr. Rosenstein, I agree, except that this President has demonstrated, and that's been expressed through that testimony from James Comey that has not been contradicted under oath multiple times, that he is willing to talk to individuals at the department about ongoing investigations. That's where the concern arises. With respect to Attorney General Sessions' recusal, was he involved at all in the decision by the department to allow reporters to review the text messages that you discussed earlier?
Not to my knowledge.
Will you tell us if he was?
If I learn about it, if it matters, Congressman, as I said, I'm not aware of any impropriety in what the department has done in making these text messages available.
But Attorney General Sessions is recused from Bob Mueller's investigation, right?
Attorney General Sessions is recused from Director Mueller's investigation, correct?
And these text messages related to an individual on Bob Mueller's investigation?
I don't want to argue with the Congressman.
Well, I just want to
I'm
make
aware
sure.
of the recusal, and I'm not aware of any evidence that the Attorney General has violated his recusal.
Mr. Rosenstein, if you are overseeing an investigation and lead a team of investigators, and you learn that one of the investigators has demonstrated a perceived bias against an individual in the investigation, should you A, keep the person on the team, or B, remove the person from the investigation?
B.
And knowing that fact pattern, what did Bob Mueller do with a similar fact pattern?
He chose the correct option.
Mr. Rosenstein, the President has said a number of things about you, the Attorney General, the FBI being in tatters. He even compared our intelligence community, which your employees are a part of, to Nazi Germany. And I want to ask, considering his continued disparagement of the department and your employees, are your employees proud to work for a person who holds their high integrity in such low regard?
Congressman, my employees are, I believe, proud to work for the Department of Justice. Some of them support a particular president, some of them don't, but as long as they do their job appropriately, that's my concern.
Well, I agree, and I hope so, and I hope that's the case. Mr. Rosenstein, your testimony today is that you believe Bob Mueller is a person of high integrity. Is that right?
Yes.
You believe that his investigation is being conducted fairly. Is that correct?
Yes.
You also believe that, and you understand that he's publicly indicted 2 individuals with respect to his investigation.
Correct.
He's also obtained 2 guilty pleas with respect to his investigation.
Correct.
Is there good cause to fire Bob Mueller as we sit here today?
Not to my knowledge.
Now, I am concerned that my House Judiciary Committee colleagues, particularly in the majority, have signaled quite indiscreetly today that they would probably give the President a pass if he were to fire or order you to fire Bob Mueller. There have been a number of statements attempting to undermine the good character of Bob Mueller. That concerns me because that would certainly fly in the face of the rule of law in this country. It would not be okay, I believe, with the American people or the spirit that our country was founded upon. Mr. Deputy Attorney General, your investigation is a very narrow bridge. The important part, I believe, for our country is for you to not be afraid. During these trying times, we need you to be fearless. We have a president who has demonstrated a willingness to involve himself in ongoing investigations that involve he and his family. And for the sake of our country, for the sake of rule of law, I hope that you continue to demonstrate the character that got you into this position and that has given us, as a committee, I think, faith in your ability to carry out that mission. I yield back.